Hey YouTube, it's Aiden here. I just wanted to make a video. I know I made one yesterday, but I got a haircut today, so I look a little better. So, but no, this topic is kind of serious. Uh, every now and then I try to make these serious topics, not to scare you away or anything, but so pretty much what I'm talking about is like therapy and getting therapy and how you get therapy and what it has to do with transitioning. How therapists are high up there on the totem pole for transgendered individuals. So, as all of you may or may not know, you obviously have to get either a letter or you have to go through some type of interaction with a therapist in order to get prescribed any hormone replacement therapy. Um, a lot of people have to get letters. If you live in a big city, you may or may not have a good gay, lesbian, transgendered like place to go where they do. I can't think of the word. I had it before I started this video. They do something pretty much where they do all these different tests on you, and then they decide if you know and are knowledgeable enough to start transition. That's what I did. I did not need a letter, although I did go to therapists to try to get one. And then I found out that I didn't need one for the area I was in, which is New York City. Shout out to Callan Lord. That's the best place ever if you're in the area. But there you do not need a letter, but you do need to go through testing, which becomes a pretty penny, but it's not anything. It's sliding scale, so it's not anything like going to years and years of therapy. Okay, that being said, personally, I had not gone to therapy in years. Well, not years, but at least since I moved here in August, which it was just over a year. I began therapy again. I went to one session. I went online. I finally got insurance, so I tried to find a therapist through my insurance so I wouldn't have to pay. And what happened was I only found two that said anything about transgender at all. I don't think that I need to go to someone for that, but I feel like them having some background is a very good thing. If you're not going for a letter and you're just going continuing life and throughout your transition, I think that having somebody who knows some type of background of what being transgendered is all about will definitely help you out. So I found two people. I tried one out because one of them is only like 20 minutes away, and the other one's like 45 minutes away. And I can't afford to go to therapy, let alone pay for the gas to get there. So, um, pretty much to wrap it all up, I haven't gone back. I didn't like her personally. I felt like she kept asking me what the problem was, and I don't think you have to have an exact problem to get therapy. I think that therapy is just another outlet, an outside source, pretty much for you to go over what you're doing in life and for them to kind of say, well, this is a good way to make your life better, or this is a good way to make you understand what you're doing better, or to make better choices for your life. Um, it's pretty much just someone to talk to that's an outside source that can let you know if there are any red flags going off for certain things in your life. Um, so, the other thing I'm going to talk about in this video is I got an email. I'm going to try to connect the two. You'll see what I'm trying to do here. I got an email from, I will call them a he. I will say him. If you know who I'm talking about, if that's not how you want to be referred to, I'm really sorry. Write me an email. I will change it. But they were born male, then decided they don't live in the United States. They were born male, decided that transitioning to female is what they wanted to do from a very young age. And now that they're a bit older, they want to go back to being male. Now, the only complication there is that they've been, I believe, again, if the email writer is viewing this, if I have any mistakes, I apologize. I'm just trying to gather from the email that you gave me. They went through all the surgeries, to my knowledge, all the surgeries needed to physically, sexually transition to a female. Okay, now they want to go back. Do I know if they went to therapy? I don't know. I have no idea. Um, do I think that if they went to therapy, this would have been prevented? Maybe. Um, what I'm trying to get at here is when, and please don't anyone get offended by this. Again, these are my opinions, and sometimes people's opinions, whether you like the person or not, they don't always meet up. So I'm just gonna putting that out there. But I think that being young and deciding to transition is is very sketchy. If that's not the right word, I'm not sure. But I think what I'm trying to say is when I was 14, I use this example a lot. When I was 14, I wanted a tattoo on my face. Yeah. If I could have gotten a tattoo on my face when I was 14, you better believe right now I would have had a tattoo on my face. Or, the scar of a removal of a tattoo from my face. I also wanted to pierce my tongue. I also wanted to gauge, I had two lip, I wanted to gauge my lip rings at the age of 17. When I look back on all those things that I wanted to do and that I would have done if I was able to, I'm so happy I wasn't able to. So happy. So the point that I'm making is, even though you are restrained as a child and maybe you're 50 and you're transitioning, or maybe you're 30, or maybe you're 20, or maybe you're 10, therapy is a good thing because it will help guide you in the direction that you're ready for. Again, do I know if therapy would have made this guy never transition to female? I don't know. But could it have really helped? I think so. Did they go? I don't know. This is an outside source. But uh, when you're young, you want to do a lot of things. And you want to do now because you're only 14 or 16 and you think that life is going to be over in 3 years. Little do you know, you're going to live till you're like 90. Okay? You've lived not even a third of your life yet. Okay? Um, so, it's you want to grab everything so quick. You want it now. You want it now. You want it now. You want it now. And then all of a sudden you get older and you're like, wow, I can't believe I did that. Wow, I can't believe I did that. Or thank God I didn't do that. Or whatever it may be. Now, do I think that 15 or 16-year-olds shouldn't start hormones? I don't know if they should start hormones. I don't. It's my own honest opinion. Do I think that maybe they should take hormone blockers? Yeah, because hormone blockers is only going to stop you still. And then when you're older and 18 and 19 and you have a little bit more thought, then you start. And you're even ahead of the guy who didn't take hormone blockers and started. You're pretty much at the same rate. Um, so I don't know. This topic is kind of getting all over. But I just want to emphasize the fact that talking about your transition is a necessity. You can't be in your room male and outside female, and then all of a sudden wake up and go and get testosterone and then start injecting when you're still female outside of your bedroom. It, it can't work that way. It's just not going to work that way. Um, do I think you have to go by the standards of care and live a whole year as male in a female world, quote unquote? No, I don't think so. I lived male for. I came out officially out of my bedroom in February, and I began testosterone in October. So that's February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. That's 8 months. Pretty good, I think. Almost a year. 8 months ain't too shabby. But, who I know? Someone out there is probably going to say, girl, you should have waited another year. I don't know. But, you know, being on the fence, you shouldn't make any rash decisions. And having someone to talk to is gonna help you sturdy yourself on the fence and decide, do I want to hop on this side or do I want to hop on this side, or do I want to live on the fence? That's cool too. I got a friend who lives on the fence. She's awesome. So it's important that you go to therapy. It's important that you have people to talk to. It's important that you express your feelings to people to figure out which path you want to take in life. Now, I wish all the best to this guy. I really, really do. And he's going to have a tough life, a tough struggle to get to where he wants to be. But I think, if he stays in this community, he will have all the support he needs to back him up on that. I truly believe that. So just know that, those cases are out there that transition and then decide to transition back. They're out there. Make sure you make the right choices. Uh, Start slow, work your way up as you see the change. I mean, I see young guys on here transitioning, and they're on their 6 month, and their voice is starting to change, and they have a video up, and it says, pretty much them saying, last night I was rethinking my transition and this and that's okay. But when you have multiple videos like that, maybe you should talk to your doctor and slow down the transition a little bit. I am beyond jealous of anybody who could have started hormone blockers at the age of 10 or 12, or testosterone once you turned 18. You know what I mean? I'm beyond jealous. I will openly admit that. But I think that having some structure to what can and cannot be done at what age is appropriate. I really do. And I don't want people to say, oh, you're just jealous and this and that. Of course I'm jealous. If I could have started hormone blocks when I was 12, shit, I would have done it in a second. But, you know what I mean? But I just want you guys to be comfortable, and I want you to make the choices that are right for you. And I don't want any pressure to transition or not to transition. I want it to be something that's way beyond like mine. Like, I want you to feel it in your heart. I think that's where that flip is, where you feel it all over, and you're not just, well, I like guys' clothes and I like boxers and I like to watch sports. That doesn't make you a dude. You know what I mean? Um, it goes beyond that. It's like the real identifying, the real identity. And I'm not talking about the basic stuff. I'm talking about the physical. Because up here doesn't really change that much. Yeah, you might think about sex a little bit more. You might be able to park a car a little better. But this don't really change. Everything else does. Um, you wake up in the morning and you say, "Who's that?" You know what I mean? But I love it, so I wouldn't change it for the world. But I'm just saying, people. I'm just saying. I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, and I use that guy as an example just because he said I could. But go to therapy. Explain yourself. I just got like 5 more people that another therapist gave my fiance, who gave me people who were way more than willing to work with a trans person. So out of those 5, I'm hoping to find one that's good that I can continue going to weekly. Um, but I'm just, again, this topic was kind of all over. I've been talking for fucking forever, so I'm gonna end it. But if you want to yell at me or if you agree with me, let me know. Comment. Get the topic going. You want to write a response video? Make a responsibility to do it. I'd love to hear other points of view on this whole topic. It's very touchy, and I hope I didn't offend anyone. If I did, I truly do not mean it, but I was just expressing my opinions. maybe you guys can change them. All right, peace.